Hello, beloved soul. If you are one of God's chosen ones, know this. A wealthy, loving soulmate is drawing near, guided by divine timing. You are not chasing love. You are attracting it through the quiet strength and faith you have built during every season of waiting. Every heartbreak, every silent prayer, every act of trust was not wasted. It was weaving the tapestry of your destiny. True love and abundant blessings are not prizes you must earn, but gifts already written into your story. Just as Ruth's devotion positioned her for Boaz, your faithfulness is unlocking divine connections crafted just for you. Now is the time to surrender control, align with gratitude, and trust that your blessings are closer than they seem. Chosen one, your worth is not measured by effort, but by the purity of your spirit. If you feel this truth stirring in your heart, comment, "I receive," share this light, and stay anchored with us on this beautiful journey. Chosen one. Picture this: a casual stroll to the market, a spur-of-the-moment stop at a cafe, or simply tending to the tasks that fill your days. In that unassuming moment, something shifts. The air feels charged, not with spectacle, but with a sacred presence. Your spirit senses it, a subtle knowing, as if the heavens have drawn nearer, whispering, "This is the moment you've been prepared for." Why does it feel this way? Because divine appointments defy human expectations, unfolding not on our schedules, but in the perfect timing of God's design. As Habakkuk 2:3 reminds us, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come." Your waiting is not empty. It is woven into a divine promise. Your soulmate is more than a person. They are a piece of God's plan, a reflection of the love you've been cultivating within. You don't need to chase them with frantic effort or orchestrate every detail to be seen. Instead, they will find you when your heart is aligned, not in flawless perfection, but in quiet peace. Have you ever noticed how tightly gripping your desires, whether for love, wealth, or answers, only makes them feel further away? That's because true abundance flows not from control, but from surrender. You were never meant to wrestle your blessings into existence. You were created to draw them to you through trust in the divine order. The moment you release your need to dictate outcomes and embrace God's timing, the barriers begin to dissolve. As Matthew 6:33 assures, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." God doesn't demand perfection before he blesses you with love. He asks only for your faith, a willingness to stand firm, even when the path feels still or uncertain. Consider Ruth, who didn't chase her destiny with schemes or striving. She simply showed up, faithful in her daily work, tending the fields with quiet devotion. And there, in her steadfastness, her future found her. What if your story mirrors hers? What if love, provision, and restoration are not separate pursuits, but threads of a single sacred tapestry unfolding in your life? Reflect on this. Every moment of trust, every step taken in faith, is aligning you with a divine encounter. Your soulmate, your blessings, your purpose, they are already moving toward you, guided by a timing far wiser than your own. So, chosen one, will you trust the stillness? Will you let go of the urge to force the future and instead rest in the certainty that what is yours will not pass you by? Your faithfulness is the key, and in its gentle power, the doors to your divine unfolding are already beginning to open. Perhaps your heart bears the weight of repeated disappointments, moments when trust was broken, or when you poured yourself into someone who couldn't see your true worth. Maybe, somewhere along the way, you internalized a subtle lie, that wanting both deep love and abundant prosperity is somehow selfish, that joy and success cannot coexist. But pause for a moment and listen closely. This isn't the truth of your soul, nor the voice of the divine. These are echoes of fear, remnants of a world that tries to dim your light. The God who created you is not a God of scarcity, but of overflowing abundance. As it is written, "The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come, that they may have life, and have it to the full." John 10:10. Your longing for connection, for a life rich in love and purpose, isn't greed. It's woven into the very fabric of your being, a sacred blueprint designed by the Creator. Consider the journey of Viola Davis, a woman who rose from the shadows of poverty and rejection to become a beacon of strength and grace. She didn't wait for the world to validate her worth before embracing it herself. In the midst of her struggles, she cultivated her authenticity, and it was there, within her rising, not at its peak, that her husband found her. She didn't chase love, she became a vessel for it, and it flowed to her naturally. Could your story be unfolding in a similar rhythm? What if the heartbreaks you've endured weren't meant to break you but to build you, to sharpen your vision for what truly aligns with your soul? Chosen one, those moments of betrayal or loss were not punishments. They were divine preparations. Each time someone walked away, misused your trust, or failed to meet the depth of your spirit, it wasn't rejection, it was redirection. God was gently guiding you toward a clearer understanding of your value, preparing you for a love that sees your light not as a threat, but as a sanctuary. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Through every tear, He was near, refining your discernment, ensuring your heart would be ready for someone who cherishes all of you, your strength, your complexities, even the scars you carry from battles fought. Reflect on Steve Harvey's story. He didn't find his true partner until he surrendered to transformation, humbling himself through years of setbacks. Love came not when he had everything figured out, but when he trusted God's timing. Now he speaks of partnership as a force that amplifies purpose, a union that goes beyond romance to fulfill a greater calling. Could it be that your delays in love are not denials but divine protection? That God is safeguarding your heart for someone who won't shy away from your brilliance, who won't be daunted by your calling, but will walk beside you in harmony. You were never asking for too much. You were simply asking the wrong people. The one who is coming will see you as a treasure, not a project. They will embrace your quiet moments, your warrior wounds, and the fire in your soul. As the psalmist declares, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." Psalm 37:4. This isn't just about finding romance, it's about restoration, about receiving a partner who mirrors the richness of spirit God has placed within you, wealth in character, depth in devotion, and unwavering authenticity. Look to Keanu Reeves, a man whose quiet humility and profound kindness shine through despite personal tragedies. In his solitude, he purified his soul, and love found him, not through performance, but through his unwavering authenticity. You too are being shaped for a connection that doesn't diminish your essence, but magnifies it. So, what if you shifted your question from, "When will they come?" to, "How can I remain open?" Readiness isn't about perfection. It's about posture, staying soft, faithful, and receptive. You're not behind. You're being aligned. Chosen one, you are already whole. Your soulmate won't complete you, but will complement the fullness you already carry. When they arrive, you'll know them not by their words or appearance, but by the way your spirit exhales, as if it's finally found home. The waiting, the longing, the lessons, they will all make sense. This love was never lost. It was always yours, patiently preparing for the moment when you were ready to receive it. So, stay open, trust the journey, and know that what's coming is not just a partner, but a divine alignment, that will illuminate your path. It's a sacred spark, a quiet yet unyielding call that refuses to let you settle for a life of mere survival. You were not created to simply endure, to scrape by in the shadows of your potential. You were born to soar, to thrive, to embrace a love so profound it defies comprehension, and to step into a life of abundance that reflects your divine essence. Yet life has a way of dimming that inner light, doesn't it? Through the weight of past wounds, the sting of losses, and the slow erosion of dreams, you may have begun to guard your heart, lowering your expectations not from a lack of faith, but from a need to shield a spirit that has already carried so much. But let this truth anchor you. Your soul has never forgotten its divine blueprint. You were made for more than heartbreak, more than scarcity, more than just getting through the day. Have you ever stopped to marvel at the resilience of that quiet voice within you? The one that still whispers of greater things despite every trial you've faced? That whisper is not a fleeting hope or a trick of the mind. It's the echo of a promise etched in eternity. As the Lord declares in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." Your past, with all its scars, has not erased this sacred design. It has activated it, forging a path toward your divine destiny. Healing, you see, is not about pretending your wounds never existed or hiding the marks they left behind. It's a bold act of rebellion against the lie that your past dictates your future. Those scars? They are holy testaments to your survival, proof that you are still here, still rising, still claiming your worth with every step forward. Consider this. Isn't your very existence a miracle in itself? Every tear you've shed, every silent night you endured, has been seen and held by the divine. As Psalm 56:8 reminds us, "You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle." This is not mere poetry, it's a prophetic truth. Your pain has never been overlooked. It has been gathered, processed, and transformed in the courts of heaven. Now, chosen one, you stand on the threshold of receiving the blessings that have been prepared for you. Look at Taraji P. Henson, a woman who rose from the ashes of doubt and limitation. Once a single mother with just $700 to her name, she was told her dreams were too big, her circumstances too small. Yet she chose to believe in a greater vision, to nurture self-love when the world offered none. Through that unwavering faith, she aligned with her calling and now walks in abundance, not by chance, but by divine design. So, chosen one, what if you began to see your scars not as burdens, but as badges of your resilience? What if every moment of survival was a stepping stone to the life you were always meant to live? Your worth is not diminished by what you've endured. It's magnified. Each time you declare, "I am still worthy," you silence the voices that seek to confine you. Your time of receiving is drawing near, not because you've earned it through perfection, but because you've dared to believe in the divine promise that you were made for more. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit, and let it guide you as you rise into the fullness of who you are called to be. The journey to your divine season of prosperity and connection begins with a simple yet profound shift: how you choose to treat yourself. Chosen one, your heart is a garden, and every act of self-compassion you sow becomes a seed for the blessings waiting to take root. Without fertile inner soil, cultivated through kindness, forgiveness, and trust in your inherent worth, no external miracle can fully bloom. As Proverbs 16:9 reminds us, a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Your role is not to control the how or when of your blessings, but to prepare your spirit to receive them by aligning with joy, faith, and self-love. Consider how often you've dimmed your own light, whispering to yourself, "I'm not ready. I don't deserve this," or "that kind of love is meant for others." Each time you utter these words, you unknowingly narrow the gateway to your divine inheritance. But here's the transformative truth. When you choose joy over fear, trust over doubt, and gratitude over scarcity, you recalibrate your soul to resonate with heaven's frequency. Romans 12:2 urges, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This renewal isn't a sudden epiphany, but a series of intentional, daily choices. Choosing to believe you are loved even when solitude feels heavy, affirming your worth when resources seem scarce, and trusting that something greater is unfolding even when the path ahead looks unclear. Reflect on the story of Tyler Perry, a man who faced relentless rejection, living in his car with a dream others dismissed. Yet he refused to let despair define him. Instead, he spoke life into his vision, nurturing his spirit with faith when the world offered none. Today, he commands a media empire, but more than that, he walks in peace, a testament to the power of staying aligned through adversity. Could your current struggles be the fertile soil where your own miracles are taking root? What if this season of silence isn't a punishment, but a divine preparation, shaping you into someone ready to hold the love and abundance destined for you? Take inspiration from Lupita Nyong'o, who toiled quietly behind the scenes for years, honing her craft and deepening her grace. Her preparation wasn't about seeking the spotlight, but about becoming a woman of substance, whose light now inspires millions. Like her, you're not merely waiting for a soulmate or wealth. You're becoming a soul worthy of the blessings you seek. You're building the capacity to sustain them by elevating your frequency through self-love and integrity. Every time you honor your needs, forgive your missteps, or silence the inner critic, you create space for divine partnerships and prosperity to find you. So, the next time doubt creeps in, pause and ask, am I asking for too much, or am I simply vibrating at the wrong frequency? As you learn to speak to yourself with gentleness and walk in faith rather than fear, you'll feel the shift. Matthew 7:7 promises, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you." This time, you're not knocking with desperation, but with the quiet confidence of knowing your worth. Chosen one, your season of love and abundance is not a distant hope. It's a reality you're actively cultivating. Trust that every step you take to love yourself is a step toward the life you were always meant to live. Society may have taught you to hustle for love, to strategize for blessings, or to overthink every choice to avoid failure. But pause for a moment and consider this divine truth. Your path to abundance, love, and purpose doesn't require you to force the outcome. It asks for something far more powerful: your surrender. As Psalm 46:10 declares, "Be still and know that I am God." This isn't just advice. It's a sacred command for your breakthrough. By releasing your grip, you open your heart to the effortless flow of divine timing. Imagine nature's quiet wisdom. The sun rises without struggle, and trees sway in the wind without pleading for movement. They exist in harmony with their purpose, trusting the rhythm of creation. You too are part of this divine design. Why then do you feel the need to wrestle with your destiny? What if the moment you stop chasing love, it arrives, gentle, authentic, and safe? When you cease seeking validation, the one meant for you can finally see your light. As 1 Peter 5:7 reminds us, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares o langwa yuthong, vingwa yuthong, vingwa yuthong yuthong." Your prayers aren't being ignored. They're being woven into a sacred moment that demands your heart be ready to receive. The universe is aligning a convergence of the right person, resources, and revelations, but only if you make space for them. Reflect on this. Are you preparing room for your blessings, or are you clinging to control, anxiously watching for their arrival? Picture ordering a package online. You don't hover by the door, consumed with worry. You trust it's coming, clear space for it, and go about your day. Faith operates the same way. Proverbs 10:22 assures us, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it." What's destined for you brings peace, not chaos. By letting go, you signal to the heavens that you're ready to receive. Consider Sarah Jakes Roberts, whose life was marked by challenges, teenage pregnancy, public scrutiny, and personal missteps. Yet when she surrendered her need to control her redemption, divine doors swung open. Today, she thrives in ministry, walks in a loving marriage, and inspires millions. Her story teaches us that choosing the unknown over familiar pain unlocks restoration. Like her, you stand at a crossroads, facing two doors. One is the well-worn path of fear, doubt, and overthinking, comfortable, yet unfulfilling. The other is unfamiliar, perhaps daunting, but it pulses with the promise of transformation. Deuteronomy 30:19 calls out, "I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing, therefore choose life." God offers the door, but the choice is yours. Will you step forward with courage? Look to Issa Rae, who carved her own path in Hollywood despite lacking traditional connections. She didn't wait for approval. She trusted her voice and embraced the unknown. Now, she's married, prosperous, and in command of her story. Not because she followed a prescribed plan, but because she flowed with her unique purpose. Could your next chapter of love, wealth, or fulfillment lie just beyond the door that feels uncertain but resonates with your soul? Waiting isn't weakness, it's a position of profound strength. To wait in faith is to declare, "God, I trust your timing over my urgency." Such trust invites not just answers, but divine abundance. You don't need to be perfectly healed or wholly successful to be worthy of love or blessings. You need only openness. Simone Biles exemplified this when she paused her career at its peak, prioritizing mental and emotional health. Her return wasn't as a people pleaser, but as a whole, empowered woman. What if your current season isn't a delay, but a sacred pause, a divine breath preparing you for alignment? Chosen one, you're not lagging behind, you're being positioned. The right connections, opportunities, and insights are converging, drawn to your readiness. Stop resisting, start receiving. Your role isn't to chase miracles, but to become the vessel that welcomes them. As you surrender control, you align with a rhythm far greater than your own, trusting that what's meant for you is already on its way. Will you let go and step into the flow? It's not a fleeting wish or a trick of the mind. It's your spirit aligning with a truth far greater than your current reality. Your dreams of profound love, boundless wealth, and a life of purpose aren't mere fantasies. They're glimpses of a divine plan already unfolding. In a world that often urges you to settle, to dim your light for comfort's sake, what would happen if you dared to believe that everything you desire is not only possible but destined for you? This is the moment to shift your perspective, to step into a mindset that doesn't just hope for abundance, but embodies it. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 37:4, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." This isn't about fleeting effort or chasing temporary rewards. It's about aligning your spirit with divine truth, trusting that what you long for is already seeking you. But here's the pivotal question. Are you vibrating at the frequency of your deepest desires? The universe doesn't answer to wishful thinking. It responds to who you believe you are. When you stand before the mirror and declare, "I am worthy of love, wealth, and joy," you send a powerful signal to the heavens, and the world around you begins to shift in response. Abundance isn't just about material wealth or status. It's a state of being, a lens through which you view your life. Do you wake each day weighed down by what's missing? Or do you rise with eyes open to the opportunities blooming around you? As Proverbs 23:7 teaches, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Your beliefs shape your reality, and your faith is the key that unlocks the floodgates of possibility. Consider the forces that try to keep you small. Doubt, fear, the voices that whisper you're asking for too much. These are not truths. They're distractions designed to dim your light. Yet, when you embrace your worth, the barriers crumble. Take Zendaya as an example. She refused to conform to Hollywood's rigid expectations, choosing instead to honor her unique vision. Her authenticity didn't just elevate her to global stardom, it carved a path for others to shine. That's the ripple effect of alignment. What if you stopped seeing your dreams as distant hopes and started treating them as divine instructions? What if the love you crave is not a far-off promise, but a single shift in perspective away? What if wealth isn't meant to rescue you, but to meet you, ready to flow because your energy now welcomes it? Ephesians 3:20 assures us that God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. Your boldest dreams are but a fraction of what's possible when you trust in divine orchestration. So why shrink your vision? Why settle for less when your soul knows you were created for more? Picture waking each morning not with anxiety but with anticipation, certain that love is drawing near, not as a challenge, but as a gift. Imagine viewing every closed door not as a rejection but as a nudge toward your true path. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the spiritual posture of a chosen one who knows their worth. Reflect on LeBron James, not just the basketball legend but the visionary. His success didn't end on the court. He built schools, uplifted communities, and created an empire, all because he embraced abundance as a mindset long before it materialized. He didn't wait for permission to dream big. He lived as if his calling was already fulfilled. Could your own abundance be waiting for the version of you who unapologetically claims your purpose? The version who refuses to shrink, who knows deep down that settling was never your destiny. Matthew 21:22 promises, "If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer." This isn't a transaction. It's a way of life, a divine inheritance that belongs to you. Right now, the universe is weaving together the answers to your prayers. Love isn't elusive. It's on its way. Wealth isn't withheld. It's preparing to pour into your life. But the key lies in your belief, not a fleeting hope, but a steadfast faith that walks as if the promise is already here. This is your moment to release fear's grip on your story, to look at your past and say, "Thank you for the lessons, but I'm done with limitations." Your soul has always known there's more, and now is the time to live that truth. Consider Ava DuVernay, who didn't step into directing until her 30s, yet her unwavering belief in her worth transformed her into a cinematic powerhouse. She didn't chase her dream. She aligned with it, surrendered to it, and rose. You too are rising. So, chosen one, stay open, stay anchored in trust, even when the path feels still. The greatest miracles often grow in silence, their roots deepening for a mighty bloom. Your soulmate is already drawn to your light. Your wealth is already flowing toward you. Your breakthrough is being whispered in the spiritual realm. All it takes is your willingness to believe, not just in the promise, but in the power of who you are becoming. What if this is the season where your life begins to pulse with possibility, not because the world changed, but because you did? Who first convinced you that love, wealth, and opportunity are scarce commodities, reserved for a select few? From childhood, society weaves a subtle yet pervasive narrative. There's not enough to go around, dreams must be tempered, and joy is a prize you must earn through competition or sacrifice. These ideas take root, not as divine truths, but as cultural conditioning that dims your inner light. Yet, deep within, a quiet voice persists. a sacred knowing that you were not born to scramble for scraps, but to embrace a life overflowing with abundance. This whisper aligns with a higher truth. The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it. Psalm 24:1. Every resource, every connection, every moment of love belongs to a divine garden, not a battlefield of scarcity. What if the story of lack you've been told is a lie? What if life is designed to provide more than enough for those who dare to claim their worth? Embracing this perspective doesn't just shift your thoughts, it transforms your entire vibration, tuning your spirit to the frequency of abundance. As Philippians 4:19 declares, "My God will supply all your needs according to His riches in glory in Christ Jesus." Notice the promise of all. Your emotional longings, financial aspirations, and spiritual desires are not too much for a limitless God. Consider the energy you carry daily. Are your thoughts anchored in fear, whispering that love is fleeting or wealth is beyond reach? Or do they lean toward faith, trusting in the flow of divine provision? Your mindset is magnetic, shaping the reality you experience. When you view love as rare, you draw in connections tinged with insecurity. When you see wealth as unattainable, opportunities slip past unnoticed. But shift to a mindset of abundance and watch your world realign. Suddenly, supportive people appear. Resources arrive at the perfect moment, and the soulmate destined for you feels the pull of your radiant energy. Rihanna's journey exemplifies this. A young dreamer from Barbados, she refused to let her circumstances define her. By owning her worth, she built not just wealth but a life of love and legacy, rooted in authenticity. True abundance, however, isn't about amassing wealth for its own sake. It's about balance, a life where emotional support, spiritual grounding, and financial freedom converge to create peace and purpose. As 3 John 1:2 prays, "Beloved, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers." This is God's vision for you, not excess driven by ego, but fullness that nourishes your soul and uplifts others. Yet society often pits love against wealth, suggesting you must choose one at the expense of the other. This is no spiritual truth, but a myth that fractures divine harmony. When rooted in integrity, love and wealth amplify each other, creating space for creativity, growth, and shared joy. Magic Johnson's life reflects this synergy. Beyond basketball, he built businesses, strengthened communities, and nurtured a lasting marriage, proving that love and abundance can coexist in divine alignment. Let's unravel another misconception. Wealth is not inherently evil. It is a neutral tool, its impact shaped by the heart that wields it. With a pure spirit, wealth becomes a conduit for compassion and transformation. As Proverbs 22:9 reminds us, "The generous will themselves be blessed, for they share their food with the poor." Your abundance is not just for personal comfort. It's a calling to pour into others, to create ripples of good in a world that needs it. Financial security frees you to give generously. Deep love empowers you to share freely. These blessings were never meant to clash, but to weave together in sacred balance. Now, turn inward. How long have you questioned your right to both love and abundance? How often have you settled, not for lack of ability, but for lack of belief in your own value? The world may have told you that love must be earned or that prosperity is for others, but these are lies you can release today. You are worthy, not because of what you do, but because you are. Your existence is enough. Your soul is enough. Your faith is enough. Oprah's transformation shows the power of this truth. Once she embraced her story, shedding shame and unworthiness, her confidence became a beacon, drawing opportunities and influence to her. Her faith in her worth shifted the spiritual atmosphere, opening doors she never had to chase. Could your breakthrough be one belief away? Imagine stepping away from the table of crumbs and claiming your seat at the feast of divine blessings. You don't need to pursue love. It finds you through your wholeness. You don't need to chase wealth. It flows when you trust. Your worth isn't something to prove. It's something to embody. When you walk with the confidence of one chosen, speaking with self-respect and expecting goodness, you send a signal to the heavens. The universe, the angels, and the blessings etched with your name respond, rushing toward you with divine precision. Chosen one, the question isn't whether you deserve this life. It's whether you're ready to believe you already do. You meet the right person at the right time, a door swings open unexpectedly, or a quiet peace settles over you, as if the universe itself is whispering, "You're exactly where you belong." These moments aren't accidents or fleeting strokes of luck. They're glimpses of divine alignment, where your inner frequency resonates with the sacred rhythm of God's plan. As Psalm 37:23 reminds us, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way." When you align your heart with faith, gratitude, and trust, life mirrors that harmony back to you. But what does it truly mean to live in this alignment? And how can you cultivate it in a world that often pulls you toward doubt and control? Alignment begins with what you choose to believe. Matthew 8:13 declares, "As you have believed, so be it done unto you." Your beliefs are not silent. They speak to the heavens, shaping the reality you experience. So pause and ask, where is your focus? Are you dwelling on what's missing? On the dreams that haven't yet arrived, or on the fears that whisper they never will? Or are you anchoring your heart in what's already blooming, however small it may seem? The spiritual truth is clear. What you nurture in your mind grows. Focus on lack, and it multiplies. Shift to gratitude, and you ignite a ripple effect that draws more blessings into your life. Start with the simple, the friend who listens, the warmth of sunlight, the breath in your body. As 1 Thessalonians 5:18 urges, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you." Gratitude isn't a passive gesture. It's a powerful act of faith, a signal to the universe that you're open to receive. Yet so often we stumble in our pursuit of blessings by trying to force them into being. We hustle, we overthink, we cling to control, believing that if we just push harder, the dream will arrive sooner. Have you ever felt like you're swimming against a current, only to realize the flow was never your enemy? You were resisting it. Control creates friction, but surrender invites flow. Consider Jim Carrey, who, long before fame, wrote himself a $10 million check, not as a demand, but as an act of faith. He carried it, trusted it, and aligned his energy with possibility. Years later, a movie deal arrived, matching his vision. This wasn't coincidence. It was divine law at work. Proverbs 3:5 counsels, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." Surrender doesn't mean abandoning your dreams. It means trusting God's timing over your own. Surrender is not weakness, it's wisdom. Like a tree that doesn't rush its fruit, your prayers are taking root beneath the surface, growing strong in the unseen. Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven." While you wait, don't let doubt steal your peace. Build your faith, clarify your vision, and affirm your worth. Jo Malone, who rose from humble beginnings to create a global fragrance empire, didn't force her success. Battling illness and rejection, she trusted her calling, starting small in her kitchen. Her patience and surrender bore fruit that transcended her wildest dreams. Could your own legacy be quietly forming, waiting for the moment you say, "I'm ready"? Now, let's shift to a deeper truth. You don't need to chase what's already yours. Society teaches us to hustle for love, to prove our worth, to strive endlessly for validation. But deep within, a quiet voice resists this noise, whispering that your blessings don't require force, they require trust. Isaiah 26:3 promises, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." When you trust, anxiety fades and peace becomes your foundation. This peace isn't idleness, it's preparation for the life God has written for you. Your soulmate, your abundance, your purpose, they're drawn to the frequency of your authenticity. As Matthew 5:16 says, "Let your light so shine before others." You weren't born to dim your glow, but to radiate it boldly. Consider Trevor Noah, who defied the constraints of apartheid-era South Africa. He didn't shrink to fit others' expectations. He embraced his voice and humor, creating a platform that reached the world. Love, wealth, and purpose found him because he lived his truth. So ask yourself, what makes your soul come alive? That spark is your divine compass, guiding you toward what's holy and expansive. Follow it, and you're not walking alone. You're co-creating with the Creator. At the heart of this journey lies gratitude, the quiet force that unlocks miracles. Psalm 107:1 sings, "Give thanks to the Lord, for He is good." When you celebrate the small, a kind word, a moment of clarity, you tell heaven, "I see the good, and I'm ready for more." Gratitude transforms your perspective, turning scarcity into possibility. But transformation demands more than gratitude. It requires healing. Romans 12:2 urges, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Let go of old fears, outdated beliefs, and patterns rooted in lack." Viola Davis didn't rise from poverty to global acclaim by chasing approval. She faced her pain, chose healing, and became the woman who could hold her destiny. You too are shedding what no longer serves you, stepping into the version of yourself ready to receive. Self-love is the cornerstone of this transformation. It's not vanity, it's reverence for the divine spark within you. When you honor your worth, you stop settling for less and become a magnet for love and abundance. Michelle Obama didn't rise by conforming. She stood tall in her essence, and her influence grew from that self-love. Imagine waking each day rooted in this truth. Your soul is whole, your path is sacred, and your blessings are near. Say it now. I am ready. I am open. I am worthy. Let these words resonate in your spirit, shifting your frequency to meet the life awaiting you. Chosen one, you're not behind, you're being positioned. Your soulmate is closer than you know, your wealth is already flowing, and your purpose is unfolding. Trust the unseen roots. Stay grateful, stay open, and stay true. As 1 John 4:18 declares, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear." Your journey isn't about striving, it's about becoming the vessel for the miracles already on their way. Are you ready to receive them? Your words are not fleeting sounds, but powerful acts of creation, shaping the very fabric of your reality with divine authority. As Proverbs 18:21 declares, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." When you proclaim, "I am worthy, I am abundant, I am ready," you're not merely wishing, you're aligning with heaven's truth. Just as Serena Williams spoke victory into existence long before her trophies adorned the world stage. Amplify this power by visualizing your dreams vividly. Feel the warmth of your soulmate's embrace, the joy of your purpose fulfilled, or the peace of a life in flow. As Habakkuk 2:2 urges, "Write the vision and make it plain." This isn't fantasy. It's faith taking form. A sacred practice that shifts your energy to magnetize blessings, aligning you with Romans 4:17's call to call those things which do not exist as though they did. In a world that pressures you to please everyone, saying no to what drains your spirit, be it chaos, guilt-driven obligations, or manipulation, is a revolutionary act of self-respect, echoing Matthew 5:37, "Let your yes be yes, and your no be no." Brené Brown's rise through authenticity shows how boundaries, like gates, protect your energy, creating space for miracles to land. Embrace change, for as Isaiah 43:19 promises, "Behold, I'm doing a new thing, preparing you through every ending and redirection," much like Tyler Mitchell, who transformed rejection into history as the first Black photographer to shoot a Vogue cover. Your emotions are magnetic. Proverbs 17:22 reminds us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." So choose gratitude as Demi Lovato did, turning pain into radiance to amplify joy and draw abundance. Above all, forgive others and yourself, for Luke 6:37 assures, "Forgive, and you will be forgiven." Releasing the weight of guilt and pain, as Viola Davis did to rise from trauma to triumph, frees your soul to soar. Chosen one, speak life, set boundaries, embrace change, live in gratitude, and forgive. Pause and reflect. What old burdens will you release today to step boldly into the love, wealth, and purpose destined for you? Your voice, your choices, and your heart are the keys to a reality where you rise, unshakable, into the radiant life you were born to claim. Beloved chosen ones, if this message has found you today, it's no mere chance. It's a sacred summons. Your spirit is primed to embrace the truth of who you are destined to become. You are not the same soul who began this journey, weighed down by doubt or shaped by old wounds. You've awakened to your divine power, your birthright to love, abundance, joy, and unshakable peace. This awakening is not the finish line. It's the threshold of a season where you claim what has always belonged to you. Your dreams are sacred, but they call for more than belief. They require inspired action, the kind that flows from intuition rather than fear. Every step you take, whether it's a courageous phone call, a leap toward an opportunity, a healing conversation, or the release of what no longer serves you, sends a ripple through the universe. You don't need to see the entire path. Trust in the next right move is enough. Each time you say yes to your truth, you proclaim, "I am ready," and the heavens align to meet you there. Isaiah 40:31 promises, "Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles." This is your moment to soar, to rise above limitations and embrace your divine inheritance. Storms will come, and trials will test your faith, but chosen one, your power has never been in sidestepping the tempest. It's in rising through it. Every challenge you faced, every scar you bear, is a sacred marker of your resilience. Those trials didn't shatter you. They sculpted you into someone unyielding, a radiant testament to grace under pressure. Look at you now, still standing, still glowing, still reaching for the life you were born to live. Your journey is proof that no darkness can extinguish the light within you. To every soul walking this path with me, I offer my heartfelt gratitude. Your presence, through comments, shares, likes, or quiet reflection, creates a holy space where love and truth intertwine. To those who've supported this message through super thanks, your generosity breathes life into this mission, allowing these words to touch hearts across the globe. But whether you've given financially or simply opened your spirit, know this: your energy is a gift, and your presence is treasured. Together, we are weaving a tapestry of transformation, sparking change far beyond our sight. This message is a call to act, to rise, to receive. If your heart feels stirred, pause and whisper, "I receive," letting that truth root deep within you. Share this light with someone who needs it. Leave a comment to anchor your alignment, perhaps with the number 777 as a nod to divine connection, or write down the vision you're calling forth. Above all, take one inspired step today, no matter how small, toward the life you're meant to live. Trust your inner voice, release your fears, and move with the certainty that the universe is working in your favor. As you walk forward, may your heart stay open, your vision clear, and your faith unbreakable. May love meet you, not as something to chase, but as a homecoming. May abundance flow, not as a prize, but as a reflection of your sacred worth. May peace envelop your spirit no matter what lies ahead. You are protected, provided for, and deeply loved. This is your time to rise, to shine, to embody the life your soul has always known was yours. Step boldly, chosen one, for the heavens are singing your name. With all my love, blessings upon blessings, always.